Hello, this is Stampy and welcome to another Let's Talk. This week's probably going to be a little bit quicker than they usually are because there's not a huge amount I want to say today, but I wanted to talk about something that's kind of going on at the moment, something quite topical, and that's events. And when I say events, I mean kind of like gaming events where a lot of YouTubers attend and are doing things on stage and meet and greets and all of those kind of things, because I don't go to a huge amount of events, and a lot of people kind of assume that I would. Like every time there's a big event on, I get sent a bunch of messages saying, I was disappointed, I thought you were going to be there, but you weren't, or, why don't you go to these events? Don't you like them? So I thought I'd explain kind of what I think about these events a little bit, why I don't really go to many, and why I do go to the ones that I do go to. So yeah, the main reason why I don't go is there's not a huge amount to do there for me. And the reason for that is I never really like the stage shows where it's a group of people playing a game. Like a lot of the stage events, and they're not all of this, a lot of them is basically people playing some game on stage, and it's normally a group kind of doing a kind of funny party type game, and I think it can be pretty entertaining, but I just don't think it really fits with my style. Like if you think of my videos, they're kind of quite planned, quite constructed. It's usually either just me or me with one other person, and we're doing something which is very different to the kind of thing that you see on stage at these events. So I think that isn't something that I'd be really interested in doing. The only things that I would really want to do on stage is more of a show, a big live show, some sort of scripted thing, or some, even if it is in game, some sort of role play thing, but with like real life stage elements, some way to get the audience involved or something. So yeah, that's the kind of thing that I'd like to do on stage. The reason I don't do that on stage is because the amount of time it would take to plan and set up to do something that I'd be really happy with is just something that I don't have. I just don't have that amount of free time to kind of plan something big and then go to an event for a few days. Is just something that I'm not really able to do, even though it's something that I would quite be able to enjoy doing. So the real reason I do go to any events is for the meet and greets. It's the kind of the one chance for me to be able to meet people that watch my videos en masse, apart from kind of the people that I run into on the street and things along those lines. And so that's the reason I go to events. But even that has kind of changed a little bit. Like the majority of events don't do meet and greets anymore. I know Insomnia, which is going on as I'm recording this, they're not doing meet and greets this year. This event, sorry. I don't know what their plans are for the future, but yeah, I know they're not doing it anymore. The next Minecon, they're not having meet and greets either. And the reason they're not doing that is because ultimately more people end up getting disappointed than that enjoy it. Like there's 12,000 people going to Minecon, and there's no way that I could meet 12,000 people. I know not all of them would want to meet me, but I'm saying that, I'm going to be able to meet less people than, would want to meet me, which means the majority of people are going to be disappointed. So I think a lot of events are trying to not give the expectation that if a YouTuber is going to be at an event, you're going to end up meeting them. And meet and greets can be quite stressful. Like I love them, as I said, it's my only real chance to meet people and talk to them about my videos and what they enjoy and kind of, hear amazing stories. And a lot of my best moments of being a YouTuber have been at these events. But, they normally will stretch on for, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. And by the end, you're exhausted. And then there's a lot of stress because often the queues are very long. If someone's queued for 4 hours or something, they're often, a bit stressed, and, the parents are stressed when they get to meet you. And of course, you want to kind of keep the queue moving so you can meet as many people and stop the queue from getting long, but you want to make sure you spend, enough time with each person. And it's a really weird, unnatural environment to be in. And in one way, it's amazing, but in other ways, it's kind of a bit stressful, I guess, at the same time for everyone, really. And, I think that being able to spend more time with less people is always a way that, I'm happier doing. But, if you're at an event with, tens of thousands of people there, or thousands of people there, then, that's simply something that you can't do. So meet and greets kind of seem to be changing or going away at a lot of events. I'm not interested in doing many stage things, so you can kind of see why I'm in a situation where I don't really go to many events. At this point, the only reason would be to kind of hang out with people that I don't get to see very often. It's kind of the big motivation for me to go to events at the moment. So the ones I do go to, that's kind of a big reason why I do that. And so I guess the only other option for me is to do like, you know, if I was to do a show, it would be kind of a planned show that we could take around the place, kind of something like Dan TDM's doing. That's not something that I'm planning to do. The main reason for that is I'm not a performer, you know, like I'm not an actor, I'm not, you know, a stage actor, a TV actor or anything, you know, I'm a video maker. Like I like to be behind the camera and planning and editing the videos. I've kind of just accidentally stumbled into this position where I could do things on stage, or, you know, I could do acting and things, but that's not what I'm particularly good at, and it's not kind of what I really want to do either. So I think there is kind of an expectation to do a lot of those things, but really, like, I just want to make videos. Like that's the thing that I really love doing. Saying all of that, I am going to Minecon. Minecon's happening in September. That's kind of the one event I feel like I have to go to. I mean, I want to go to. I don't feel like I have to, but it's just because that's the Minecon event. That's the official Minecraft event where, you know, anyone that can go is going to go, and it's such a big event to go to, and it's just amazing to see the hall and whatever ends up going. And, you know, we have planned a big live show that we're going to be doing on stage there. So that's kind of the one event that I think I'm going to be definitely going to every year. And who knows, there might be a few that kind of pop up throughout the year that I fancy going to, kind of if I end up having enough free time and there's something that I really want to do there, then yeah, I'm not saying I won't be going to any events, but I'm kind of explaining the reason why I don't go to many, just because I get asked so often. I thought I'd be able to explain it here. So I always say, assume I'm not going to be at the event unless you hear from me that I am going, because every event people think that I am going to be there, but I'm not. So yeah, if it doesn't come from me, then just assume that I'm not going to be there. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I had to speak about. I'd love to hear just your opinions on these events in general. Like, because I haven't been to many, like I can't judge how they're run or anything along those lines, because, you know, for a lot of them I just don't know because I haven't seen them. So yeah, for people that have been to events or want to be go to events, I'd love to hear, you know, why you want to go, and also, you know, if you have been, you know, what is it like, you know, to attend one of these events and, you know, be able to meet a YouTuber in that way? Because I kind of know what it's like from my perspective, but I don't really know kind of what it's like for any of you if you go and visit these events. So this turned out a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Apparently I like to ramble on, as I'm sure you know by now. But yeah, that's the end of this topic. As always, please do leave suggestions for future topics for Let's Talks in the future. I'm going to have a read through and see what you've all suggested. But for now, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!